Welcome to the CEO Magazine's Virtual 2020 Executive of the Year Awards. These awards recognise the achievements of individual executives over the last year and the contributions they've made to their companies and to the Australian business community. Introducing our panel of esteemed judges: Chris Dutton, founder, the CEO Magazine; Susan Armstrong, Content Director, the CEO Magazine; John Karagunis, Managing Director and CEO, the CEO Circle; Jeremy Kotomikolos, Director of Strategy and Operations, ANZ Google; Julie Babineau, CEO, Odyssey House, New South Wales; Libby Roy, Managing Director, Small and Medium Business, Optus; Maureen Jordan, Founder and CEO, Switzer Financial Services and Group Publisher, Rush Magazine; Paul Timmins, former Global Director, Microsoft, DXC Technology; Glenn Seely, COO, Maserati Australia, New Zealand and South Africa; David Hackett, Managing Director, Tizyphone Consulting and 2019 CEO of the Year winner; Ronnie Khan, Founder and CEO, Oz Harvest; Pip Edwards, Co-founder and Creative Director, PE Nation; Harry Theodore, CFO, The Star Entertainment Group. Thank you to our sponsors. Our major sponsor, Maserati Australia. Our platinum sponsors, the CEO Circle and Our Marine Pitwater. And our event partners, Flying Ruby Events and Moscas Communications. And now please welcome the founder of the CEO Magazine, Chris Dutton.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CEO Magazine's 2020 Executive of the Year Awards. And what a very different awards night it is this year. At this point, I'm usually standing in front of some 650 people at a premium black tie event surrounded by some of the country's brightest business minds. Yet here I am this year standing in my dinner suit in front of absolutely nobody except a camera. But this is not a normal year, is it? I was actually thinking last week, what on earth do you say to kick off an awards event after the traumatic year that 2020 has been? I mean, seriously, if anyone would have predicted the horrible bushfires followed by an economy crippling global pandemic that's pretty much shut down the world, I'm not sure we would have believed them. In fact, we would not have believed them. But it's here and it's happened. However, despite companies, economies, communities, and the world in general coming to what's basically a virtual standstill, it's been really enlightening to see all of the awards applications this year, to see how businesses and people have coped and sometimes even thrived during this incredible year of economic uncertainty. It's been admirable to see. People have genuinely come together. CEOs and business leaders that have got staff buy-in and engagement the most whilst navigating their ships through the dark COVID turbulent waters. I think they're the ones who have been open, transparent, honest and vulnerable in communication and dealings with employees. Being human, being in the trenches, morally doing the right thing, and being so very transparent about the situation at hand during the pandemic is where I believe true leaders have shone. And I congratulate everyone. And speaking of the people, it's been phenomenal to see how much employees really care about the companies they work for. It all highlights my philosophy about why I started these awards. And I say it every year, the people are the best assets your company will ever have. And I've certainly seen it this year, probably more so than ever. In fact, I believe that despite the huge numbers of sad job losses, profit downgrades, companies closing, and government funding saving many companies, leaders have had to take a good, long, hard look at themselves and reevaluate business operations from the ground up. In going through these applications, I've seen firsthand how companies have scrutinised every dollar spent. They've reimagined departments, re-evaluated objectives and business goals, and reconsidered every single cog in the engine. It's actually quite ironic how many companies will be coming out of this pandemic in a better shape. There's always a silver lining in everything. But there's absolutely no doubt it's been a roller coaster of a ride this year. We've all strapped in and buckled up for an incredibly bumpy ride, and I think the only mindset to have moving forward is one of positivity, learning the lessons from how we've dealt with these incredible challenges and giving ourselves a big pat on the back. It's a once in a lifetime situation we find ourselves slowly coming out of. And full credit to everyone, regardless of position and job title. We have all been in this together, and companies are stronger together. So whilst we're super excited to get back to normality with our 10th annual Executive of the Year Awards next year, thank you for tuning in, and more importantly, thank you all for being so strong in such an incredibly tough year. As the legend that is Bob Marley once said, you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. I'm going to hand over now to the Chief Operating Officer at Maserati Australia, New Zealand and South Africa, and a long-term partner of the Executive of the Year Awards, Mr. Glenn Seeley. But before we hear from Glenn, let's see some exciting news from Maserati.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, what a year. 2020 has thrown everything at us, from some familiar areas like drought and bushfires to something as devastating as COVID-19. External factors beyond our control have decimated some industries and turbocharged others. Generally, all have worked hard to either survive or scale up. In this environment, every business leader is being challenged, from preserving cash flow to bringing forward structural change, fundamentally adapting to a rapidly changing environment and leading a changing workforce. If I look at Maserati, it was back during the global financial crisis that Maserati made a decision to invest more than €1 billion into expanding the range, manufacturing luxury vehicles in one of the hardest hit markets, Italy. Most said we were mad, but it paid off. Today, Maserati is running down this same path. You're starting to see the results of Maserati's product investment that continued right through the COVID-19 pandemic, again in one of the hardest hit countries, Italy. As Italy starts to emerge from the COVID-19 fog, we see products coming from Maserati to set a new 5-year plan. Vehicles like the MC20, our new supercar, our Trofeo range, Ghibli Hybrid, and of course, full electrification of our entire range by 2022. Maserati has survived for over 105 years, through world wars, earthquakes, depression, and now a pandemic. It carries through such times a message of hope and investment into the future. 2020 has been a tough year. Some have survived, some have thrived, and some have fallen. For Maserati, it's as important as ever to recognise those who have worked to lead their teams through such a challenging environment. What a year to be recognised as the best in your game. We will now begin with the first of our round of awards.
Not-for-Profit Executive of the Year. The finalists are Arani Duggan, Head of Marketing and Fundraising, Ronald McDonald House Charities. Naomi Steer, National Director, Australia for UNHCR. Rochelle Grassi, CEO and Secretary-General, Italian Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Australia. Jason Juretic, CEO, Stepping Stone House.
And the winner of Not-for-Profit Executive of the Year is Arani Duggan, Head of Marketing and Fundraising, Ronald McDonald House Charities.
Media Executive of the Year. The finalists are Luke Gerges, CEO, The Bragg Media. Laura Eldington, CEO, Host Havas. Kath Blackham, CEO, Versa.
And the winner of Media Executive of the Year is Kath Blackham, CEO, Versa.
HR and Recruitment Executive of the Year. The finalists are Ariane Ashiman Forbes, HR Director, ANZ Henry Schein. Katie Halliwell, People and Organisation Director, Mars Wrigley Australia. Ingrid Anderson, Chief People Officer, BWX Australia. Robin Jerome, Managing Partner and Founder, Zeep Medical.
And the winner of HR and Recruitment Executive of the Year is Ingrid Anderson, Chief People Officer at BWX Australia.
Executive Assistant of the Year. The finalists are Nick Ginsberg, Executive Assistant to the Provost and Senior Vice President, Monash University. Grace Newnham, Executive Assistant, MRI Software. Candice Golding, Executive Assistant, Dr. Jones and Partners Medical Imaging. Talitha Ramsey, Executive Assistant to the Executive Chairman and CEO, Hancock Prospecting.
And the winner of Executive Assistant of the Year is Talitha Ramsey, Executive Assistant to Executive Chairman and CEO, Hancock Prospecting.
Sales Executive of the Year. The finalists are Blaine Slater, Group Executive, New Business, TSA Group. Xavier Shortall, Sales Director, Mars Wrigley Australia. Stephen Brown, Sales Director, APAC and Managing Director, International, BWX.
And the winner of Sales Executive of the Year is Stephen Brown, Sales Director, APAC and Managing Director, International, BWX.
Property Executive of the Year. The finalists are Julian Green, Executive General Manager, Commercial Property and Infrastructure, Hobart International Airport. Tinas Keeve, Chief Property and Export Officer, Coles Group. Fortini Pratis, CEO, ACM Group. Sam El Riani, Founder and Chairman, Decode Group.
And the winner, Property Executive of the Year is Tinas Keeve, Chief Property and Export Officer at Coles Group.
Professional Services Executive of the Year. The finalists are Carolyn Breeze, General Manager Australia and New Zealand, Go Cardless. Peter Welling, former Managing Director, Citizen Services, Serco Asia Pacific. Andrew Shea, CEO, Builders Academy Australia. Ryan Cummings, Managing Director, Whale Logistics Australia.
And the winner, Professional Services Executive of the Year is Andrew Shea, CEO, Builders Academy Australia. Congratulations to all of our winners so far. Before we move on to our next awards, I would like to introduce one of our platinum sponsors, R Marine Pittwater.
CIO of the Year. The finalists are Jack Broughton, Head of IT, King Living. Craig Ulrich, CIO, Acumentis Group. Andrew Collins, CIO, Sport Integrity Australia.
And the winner of CIO of the Year is Jack Broughton, Head of IT, King Living.
CMO of the Year. The finalists are Adriana Giometti, Chief Marketing and Client Relations Officer, Holman Webb Lawyers. Diana Fadul, Marketing Business Lead, Uniting. Ben King, National Marketing Manager, Couriers Please. Serena Leith, Marketing Director, Spotify.
And the winner, CMO of the Year, is Serena Leith, Marketing Director, Spotify.
CFO of the Year. The finalists are John Wise, CFO and Company Secretary, Acumentis Group. Moazem Ashar, Global CFO, Aspen Medical. Rachel Knight, CFO, Guide Dogs Victoria. Bevan Nicholson, CFO and COO, Hendry.
And the winner of CFO of the Year is John Wise, CFO and Company Secretary, Acumentis Group.
COO of the Year. The finalists are Joe Devery, COO, Winning Group. Gerhard Veldsman, COO, Roy Hill. Scott Gilroy, COO, Australian Diagnostics. Matthew John Swindles, COO, Coles Group.
And the winner of COO of the Year is Gerhard Veldsman, COO, Roy Hill. Congratulations again to all of our winners and finalists so far. It's now time to present the Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, this award was introduced in 2019 and won by Gina Reinhardt. This award is different as there's no formal judging process and people can't apply for this award. This is an award from the CEO magazine to recognise an individual for their outstanding contributions and accomplishments over the course of their career. The winner of the 2020 Lifetime Achievement Award is Harry Triguboff.
As the billion-dollar business magnate behind Australia's largest and most successful residential developer, Meriton Group, Harry Triguboff has had a career like no other. The influential leader, dubbed High Rise Harry, founded the business in 1963, at age 30, pioneering higher density living in Sydney. His idea to promote apartments as an alternative to freestanding homes quickly gained popularity, leading to decades of success and wealth generation in the property market. Under his directorship, Meriton Group has built, sold and leased more than 75,000 apartments, as well as some of the tallest residential towers in Sydney and Brisbane and on the Gold Coast. He's the country's second richest person and an extremely generous philanthropist, giving around $3 million Australian dollars each year through the Harry Triguboff Foundation. The CEO magazine's 2020 Lifetime Achievement Award is one of the many he has been recipient of thanks to his monumental contributions to Australian business. Startup Executive of the Year. The finalists are Amanda Johnston, Founder and CEO, Transhuman. Martin Karafillis, Co-Founder and COO, Tillita. Sanjita Venkatasan, Executive Chair, Fairvine Super. Marcella Romero, Founder and CEO, Aim Big Employment.
And the winner of Startup Executive of the Year is Amanda Johnston, Founder and CEO, Transhuman.
Young Executive of the Year. The finalists are Justin Gagino, 2IC, High Smile. Divya Mehta, Deputy Managing Director, Decode Group. Laura Wedmayer, Commercial Director, Stewart Home School. Alexis Solopoulos, Co-Founder and CEO, Mad Paws.
And the winner, Young Executive of the Year, is Alexis Solopoulos, Co-Founder and CEO Mad Paws.
Managing Director of the Year. The finalists are Akash Aluwalia, Managing Director, Jenny Craig Australia and New Zealand. Kelly Van Nelson, Managing Director, Attico Australia. David Gogovsky, CEO and Managing Director, Cleaning Melbourne. Peter Welling, former Managing Director, Citizen Services, Serco Asia Pacific. Shelley Oldham, General Manager, Lismore City Council. Marcela Romero, Managing Director, CEO and Founder, Ariba Group. Philip Britt, Managing Director, Aussie Broadband. Paul Sansom, Managing Director and CEO, Audi Australia.
And Managing Director of the Year, the runner-up is Philip Britt, Managing Director, Aussie Broadband. And the winner, Managing Director of the Year, is Marcela Romero, Managing Director, CEO and Founder, Ariba Group.
Congratulations to all those who have won thus far. Before we introduce last year's CEO of the Year winner, David Hackett, to say a few words, let's take a look back at our previous CEO of the Year winners. CEO of the Year 2013, Kevin Gallagher. CEO of the Year 2014, Kieran Davis. CEO of the Year 2015, Christine Holgate. CEO of the Year 2016, Stephen Cornelison. CEO of the Year 2017, Michael Abid. CEO of the Year 2018, Mark Nielsen. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the 2019 CEO of the Year, David Hackett.
They say a week is a long time in politics. Similarly, in business, change can come very quickly. At the beginning of 2019, my business was performing strongly. Change was landing safely, and the Royal Commission into banking, superannuation and financial services was coming to an end. In our case, we'd navigated it without any serious adverse findings. It was time to get back onto the front foot, and the CEO Magazine's Executive of the Year Awards application was part of that process. In November, I won the CEO Magazine's Executive of the Year Award for CEO of the Year. I genuinely not expected to win and was a little overwhelmed when I did. For me, it was the culmination of many years of hard work, and in hindsight may still show it as the pinnacle of my executive career. I stepped down as CEO of MLC Life Insurance in January of this year. The organisation was ready for succession and I was ready for a break and a change. Little did I know at the time how significant an issue the COVID-19 pandemic would become. I'd thought getting everyone safely through the bushfires was this year's left field challenge. Fortunately, our technology transformation had progressed enough to enable the national workforce to work from home in a secure and productive manner. So I took my first career break in 12 years and felt the adrenaline and stress slowly leave my body. I got fit and healthy and enjoyed reconnecting with my family and sleeping through the night. At 58, I'm reconstructing my career with a portfolio of board and council roles, supporting chief executives of organisations with purpose and potential. This enables me to leverage myself across a number of businesses and to mentor and sponsor chief executives and their teams to achieve their full potential. It's true what they say about the CEO role being a lonely one, surrounded by stakeholders with competing interests, priorities and perspectives, balancing short and long-term objectives in a VUCA world and being singularly accountable for the outcomes. CEO Magazine plays an important role in creating and supporting the community of CEOs and brings a new perspective of peer recognition that somehow makes the role less lonely. I'm immensely proud to have won the award amongst so many impressive and worthy candidates, and I'll always value the community of CEOs that the award has opened up for me to be a part of. It's an honour to be part of the judging panel for the CEO Magazine's Executive of the Year Awards in 2020. I've been genuinely impressed with and humbled by the calibre of applicants and the quality of the applications. My congratulations go out to all the candidates for your career achievements and in developing such admirable qualities. Good luck.
CEO of the Year. The finalists are David Gogovsky, CEO and Managing Director, Cleaning Melbourne. Mark McGinley, CEO, Couriers Please. Kate Farrer, CEO, LGIA Super. Louise Adams, Chief Executive, Australia and New Zealand, Oricon. Marissa Mastriani, Group CEO and Managing Director, UOW Global Enterprises. Travis Erridge, CEO and Co-founder, TM Insight. Clayton Howes, CEO and Co-founder, MoneyMe. Mark Allison, CEO and Managing Director, Elders. John Winning, CEO, Winning Group. Sanjeev Manchanda, CEO, Atlas Iron. Anthony Nantes, CEO, Wiser. Kath Blackham, CEO, Versa.
CEO of the Year, the highly commended award goes to Mark Allison, CEO and Managing Director, Elders. And the CEO of the Year, the runner-up, is Sanjeev Manchanda, CEO, Atlas Iron. And the winner of the 2020 CEO of the Year is Louise Adams, the Chief Executive, Australia and New Zealand, Oricon.
Thank you. I'm so very excited and humbled to accept this award. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge my fellow finalists and award winners here tonight. It is an absolute pleasure to be recognised amongst all of you, and I would like to congratulate you on your careers to date. Keep doing what you are doing. We all know that 2020 has been a year of disruption, uncertainty, and for some, sadly, despair. And with everything that is going on in the world, we need to be able to recognise and celebrate good leadership when we see it. And I want to thank the CEO magazine for enabling this to happen. The role that business leaders are going to have to play in creating a better world moving forward is considerable. We often see what poor leadership looks like. However, we don't often celebrate what good looks like, especially at an individual level. Now, more than ever, we need it. There are a lot of people who I need to thank for supporting my career along the way. All of the people at Oricon, to the board and to Bill Cox in particular, thank you for entrusting me with the leadership of such a large part of our organisation. To my team, your passion, your drive, and your ability as leaders in your own right makes it easy for me. And to all our people for choosing to trust, support, and follow me. It is an absolute privilege. To our clients, without you, we couldn't do what we do and have the impact that we have. And to my family, to my dad, for whom the last couple of years have been particularly tough. To my husband, Adrian, my stepdaughters, Samantha and Katie, over in the UK, and to my little boy, James. The support you all give me is unwavering, and without it, I simply would not be here tonight. And to all the many other people out there who have had an impact on me along the way, too many to mention, thank you all. So thank you again to the CEO magazine and to my fellow nominees. It is an honour to be in your company. Thank you.
So congratulations, Louise, and to all of our finalists and winners this evening. Now, we're excited to announce that our 10th annual Executive of the Year Awards will be held at the Star in Sydney on Thursday, the 18th of November 2021. Thank you once again to our major sponsor, Maserati Australia, and thank you to you all for joining us at this virtual event this evening. See you next year.